And it's really cool that everyone's like so pumped and everyone thinks that they're like, gonna win.
Yeah. $500 of monies to be given away.
Of monies, yes, of real life monies.
So the match is getting started though, so let's see here again. As is usual, Swifters will be thrown out on both sides here. And I called this, I knew it. Yura, but unfortunately he's going to get countered here as JBUO went for a complete cross strategy. Yura did go for the crossing strategy, but he is unfortunately going to have that work against his favor because he does have to sort of dodge members of Team JBUO as he was crossing.
It looks like actually they do have Vendetta capping home point. Looking over here at mine, looks like they do have, I think that was Demise that capped the home point, no problem. Looks like Marillax is actually taking some damage here as well. Looks like we have Mary Khan and Purebet trying to take down Vaz. Necromancer, again, is going to be the obvious target here just because they don't have that much of a disengage. Looks like AKNG actually does get stomped out here by JBUO. And Vaz actually goes down as well. So, actually, Eisen's going to come in for the res on Vaz. I don't think Marillax is going to have the damage to prevent that just because of the Sanctuary. So, but it looks like Marillax is actually going to go over to midpoint and try to get the decap on that before they can catch up to the point.
Now, this strategy was very interesting, but I think it's, for now at least, it's working out for them. They let them get mid. First of all, that's the big thing right there. That almost never happens. They let SOAC take mid. But they're really just countering them pretty well now, and they're decapping mines. Unfortunately, first of all, they're going to get probably about 15 to 20 extra points here just from kills alone. And at the beginning of the game, that'll really extend your lead a bit here. And now they're also going to be in the position to sort of harass them directly out of their spawn gate. So a pretty decent strategy from JBUO moving in here to go for this cap.
So we're going to see some bursts coming out from Marillax here. He did swap over to Dagger Pistol. Looks like they're actually going to get, they should get AKNG down here just shortly. Marillax actually gets a ton of condies on him. He's going to go down just shortly. Vaz is trying to load down some AoE damage. Marillax actually gets the refuge down, gets the full stealth, but he's going to drop his heal. Is 1 second away from being off of cooldown. Unfortunately for him. Over here on Henge, we do have Vendetta fighting, looks like Demise, or pardon me, Yura, rather. Little Yura.
And this build is working. He's managed to decap the point here. And with the knockbacks on Greatsword and on Shortbow, he's managed to actually grats this fairly well. So congrats to Yura for sort of innovating a new build here.
We do have Marillax coming in, going to try to gank. Actually, he ran right into Marillax. Yura ran right into Marillax. He's going to try to get the burst on him. Not quite there. He doesn't get the heal. Actually, Marillax gets him off right before the heal goes down and got Yura out of the game here, at least for another 15 seconds or so. Back over here on mine, we do have AKNG, Demise, and Vaz on point versus Khan. Khan's doing a pretty good job of holding them off. They do try to get the Earth 5. Khan actually does avoid that. Not bad. Looks like they're trying to timer Yura as much as possible by Vin.
He's playing on his book, but if my calculations are correct, he's not going to last long here.
Did you pull the calculator out? Did you get the pen and paper out? Okay.
33% repeating, of course.
Of course. Yes.
But SOAC will actually regain control from behind, so unfortunately JBU's initial strategy here is sort of starting to fall, I wouldn't say fall apart, but it is now ended as their initial opener here. It did go pretty well for them. They do have a slight lead, but actually they're moved into mid now, so they've started what would have been a normal cap strategy now. So, interesting switch.
Yeah, Eisen actually went down off a point, and, ooh, squeak! Eisen did go down off a point there, and, actually, they got the nude on mid, so, you know what is dominant, I think, is JBUO seems in these fights. They're actually pretty close in score. They're just starting to pull ahead just now. They did get the boss kill there. So we do see JBUO up 50 points right now with about 3 minutes into the game or so.
Yeah, and it looks like actually it seems that SOAC may come in here for this. Actually, because Vaz is getting stopped right now. Vaz will go down. This mid fight actually is, in my opinion, at least somewhat even. Purebet is unfortunately not going to be able to take this damage. His water switches on cooldown, and he's not going to be able to get that out in order to res himself. He's going to immediately pop his mist form to get on point. A nice strategy. Scovix might get the res up here. They're going to go for a mist res. And with a knockback, they're going to stop that going out.
Oh, I don't think Sko's going to be able to make anything happen here. It looks like Sko's best option right now is going to be to try to disengage. Looks like he's going to try to bolt out of here. He does have a lot of condies on him. Actually does go down. He's going to try to misform back on the point, try to keep that neutralized as long as possible. Good play by Sko, not having many other options available to him. Looks like Vin's getting a full cap over here on Henge versus Yura. Yura did go down. Vin does get the full cap. He's going to go ahead and try to stomp Yura out right now.
He will do so successfully. Nice job. And it seems that, but however, it seems blue team, and we are seeing SOAC move in now. It seems, again, blue team is asserting. We're seeing that actually sort of like the same thing we saw last time with the last matchup, where SOAC seems to have, at least in my opinion, superior team fighting. But again, JBUO really has that side point advantage. They're good with these side point gaps, and with the initial crossing as well here, they did very well with that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out on the rest of the maps as well as this one.
Yeah, JBO is definitely going back to the roots here. They were trying a lot of comps out, moving players to different characters that they've never really had much experience with, but they sat down and decided that going back with their old strats is probably going to be the best option here, and they actually just moved over to that I think, yesterday or the day before, so they don't have a lot of experience running this off-note strat, but they're doing it pretty well.
And look at these conditions right now on the blue team. There's a lot of them being thrown out over here, despite this not even being an on-point fight. So a very healthy throw-out of conditions between Vaz and the other, AKNG here as well. So nice job. And yeah, but it seems, however, that red team unfortunately is going to be is going to have to fall back to their point over at mid. We are going to see Marillax come in here, try and go for a decap. Actually, no, he's going to try and gank AKNG, which he unfortunately has to pull out of unsuccessfully. Yeah, Marillax, what's going on with Marillax here? Let's talk about him for a second.
What's going on with Marillax? I'm not sure. It looks like he's going to try moving over to mine. Not sure exactly what's going on, to be honest. But over here on Henge, where something is happening, we did have Vin. Oh, they actually got decapped, rather. That was Yura. Yura decapped him on point there. Vin and Sko came in and actually were able to get the neutralize on him. He actually gets the fire grab midair on Yura. That's pretty sick. And is able to drop him off of point.
And Yura will go down here. It actually looks like they're going to try to, like, sort of extend that stomp there a little bit. There's bleeds all over him, though, so he'll die pretty quickly.
Let's check out Marillax here. Marillax is actually trying to take the boss out right now. Unfortunately, we can't see the boss's HP, but I don't really see anyone in position to take him out. Actually, we do see Demise coming in.
Spawner's at about half health. He's going down to about 40% now. I'm trying to get the health pool for you. I'll call that out as it goes. Marillax is actually retreating here, so it looks like they're actually...
Demise is just going to push through and try to take Marillax out. Not a bad decision. If he was to go in, Marillax still had his mug up, so he'd be able to come in and try to do a lot of damage to that and probably get more burst on it than Demise would be able to. Looks like Khan actually went down over here on mine as well. He actually does get rezzed up here and is able to get back in the fight. He has a lot of Connies on him, but he does have a lot of cooldowns up here. Actually, expends all of his cooldowns and is back. Gonna have a rough time right now. He's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
He does get some supports from Purebet and Sko actually, so it's going to even it out. They do drop Vaz here. Necromancer, obviously, like we mentioned a couple times here, probably the best target for most teams just because they don't have that much of a disengage, and you can do a lot of damage to them, and they can't really do much back to you. Having that Death Shroud pool is not huge, especially at the very beginning of fights, because you don't have time to generate that Death Shroud, or Life Force rather.
Yeah, and we are going to see JBUO successfully defend mine over here. They did manage to take out a couple of members of Team SOAC. They're going to hold this point, and let's take a look over at Henge, because that's actually the really the only standing point right now. Again, we do have this one-on-one between the Rangers. Little Yura taking on Vendetta here again. It seems that Vendetta has been coming out on top most of these times, with Yura's sort of very, very new build, I'll call it that.
It's definitely very nice, though. That knockback is really nice, actually, for getting people off point. He definitely, I guess, not trolled Vin, but kind of took him by surprise a couple times.
I mean, here's the thing that I'm seeing the couple times we've looked over to him this game. It's working in 1v1s, and this is the same thing I have the opinion with like high power burst engineers with rifle, is that 1v1 you'll like win 99% of the time, or at least in this standoff he would win. But really anything beyond that where he's at the disadvantage, he's not really going to be able to perform that well because most of his abilities aren't really AoE oriented, like a lot of elementalist abilities where elementalist aggressors could go far point a lot more reliably in my opinion because they have a lot more stuff that they could use in 1v2s and 1v3s even. Whereas Rangers like this really only have utilities they could use in 1v1 scenarios. Same thing with burst and engineers.
I'm taking a look at mid. Actually, we have Eisen getting pretty low here. He's got Skobex. Skobex versus Demise. Pardon me, that's Skobex and Marillax versus Demise and Eisen. Eisen does throw down Sanctuary to try to negate some of the damage here. And it looks like Skobex and Marillax are actually going to disengage. Khan's actually getting really low over here on mine as well. There was a pretty interesting team fight that went on there earlier when you were talking about the overall strategy here. AKNG was getting super low. He actually opted to throw down the crates. He was actually able to get a lot of healing down. Was able to bring himself back into the fight. Crates are so strong coming out from those engineers.
Yeah. And let's take a look now. We do, again, Yura over here on the Henge is going to be moving in. And at this point, Yura is not... I really don't think it's his strongest possibility here.
It's definitely an interesting build, and I think it could work versus some classes on back node, but I think just with the sustain that you get from the Beastmaster Ranger and just how much damage and abilities they're able to evade just passively with their abilities and their high vigor uptime, like, you just really can't bring this build, especially when you depend on like one ability to land to be able to get them off point. Actually, as I said, he actually gets them knocked off point. He's got the nude on it, so it's actually not too bad, but I think that just overall, I think Vin's going to win that every time. Yeah,
and as blue team, they are going to... Team JBUO will be taking the first round there. And wow, look at this scoreboard. Look at the kills. Look at just the scores in general here. It definitely seemed like that JBUO was coming out on top there with the kills. Just looking at that. Top score on SOAC, 65 points. Top score on JBUO only 100, or with 160 points. So JBUO definitely exercising superior kills and really control over SOAC there. But again, new map, new strategy. So let's see how it turns out for them here.
You know... It's kind of interesting to see, like, it's just funny, like, public opinion is interesting to me, just because they came in and pretty much everyone voted in favor of SOAC. and we really haven't seen these teams play competitively, so I'm just kind of curious how these opinions form. But regardless, JBUO coming in with the upset. The votes did settle down, and it actually looks like it evened out a little bit here. We did have SOAC kind of closing in that poll with 58% and JBUO 42%. I'll spam it again if you guys feel like changing your votes. I'm not sure if you can actually go back and edit these votes here, but I had a lot of faith in JBUO. I played with them quite a bit the past couple days, kind of filling in when either Skovex or Purba has been out. So it's not really a great fit because I play engineer generally, but they've improved so much over the past week that I really think they could go far in this tournament.
Yeah. As we move into the next round here, again, it's going to be... Let's talk... I mean, like, how do you think the change-ups here are going to... Like, we talked about this before, but with the other comps as well. We're probably going to bring it up a lot today. But with the strategies we saw last map, who do you think is going to come out on top here?
Oh, I think it's going to be JBO's game to win, man. Or they lose. I guess their game to lose is the correct saying, rather. Just the side node play on this map is just so strong. It's absolutely strong, and they pretty much played it flawlessly. Vin did not want to go play BM. He thought it was going to be very boring, and he wanted to play Trap Ranger. That's what he was known for before he quit, was Trap Ranger. But he's actually kind of, he's accepted BM. He's fallen into, he's actually starting to like it now. Now he's just doing so well on those side points. He might be one of the up-and-coming best BM Rangers that we'll see. Vin was a very strong player back in the day, and it's just taking all of them a little bit of time to get, again, like I said before, acclimated to the game again.
Yeah. So it's going to be, like I said, and again, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about here, but as we wait for the teams to ready up. Are we ready to go, by the way?
I'm going to update the overlays real quick here, and then I believe we'll be ready to go. If you want to tell them in chat, actually, that we're ready to roll.
Click, click, click.
Clickety-clack.
Clickety-clack-clack. But yeah, so we're getting ready to go here. SOAC versus Team JBUO, round 2. JBUO took that first round. They were exercising very nice control, especially with that opener over Team SOAC. So it's going to be pretty cool to see if SOAC can keep that in their minds, throw that last match away, and overcome JBUO in this upcoming match here. And we're just waiting for them to ready up now. JBUO is ready to go. We're just waiting for SOAC now.
Now, we do have the results in from the previous matchup, so I'm going to go ahead and pop over to the bracket screen right quick here, and we'll take a look at those.
Oh, boy.
So it looks like, actually, so obviously, Absolute Legends eliminated Booty Bakery in 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like Doesn't Matter. That's going to be Ostrich X team with Blinks. Actually eliminated the old AIM team, which is now You're the Future Charity. So the semifinals will be Absolute Legends versus Doesn't Matter. I personally haven't seen Doesn't Matter play, so I honestly couldn't give you any insight into what's going to happen there.
They're very good, I think they are. They have a lot of coordination, very strong team fight capabilities as well. So I think we're going to see, I think actually because of the way that last match worked out, or because of the last set worked out, I think it's going to be interesting because they're both, in my opinion at least, they both have pretty similar strategies, unless they've changed it. I did do a scrim with them a couple days ago. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how both of their strategies collide. Because in my opinion, they have pretty similar strategies, Absolute Legends and Team Doesn't Matter. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But we are getting into the second match here, so let's see how it goes.
And checking out the splits here from each team. Looks like we're going to be seeing a lot going out front door here. Maybe going in for mid or possibly side points. Again, JBO probably going to be playing these side points just because that's kind of what they've adapted their strategy to be. Looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of SOAC going in for possibly on Waterfall.
We have a stealth play going on here from SOAC. They're going to be moving over to Waterfall. Actually, it looks like the engineer stealth play. Actually, it is going to expire. They're going to know it's coming in just a second. Vendetta will have time to repair. And as SOAC, Vaz, and Demise moving in here, Vendetta is preparing for this gank. Let's see if she can hold it. Or he can hold it, rather.
Yeah, it looks like JBO is actually going to cap Quarry, no problem there. They did go in with 4. They went ham on that point, man. They had 4, even their Guardian went in, and they were able to gank out Europe pretty quickly. He actually just disengaged and did a pretty good job getting out of there. Vendetta's actually, though, taking a ton of damage. SOA did a really good job of rotating back over to their home point when they saw Vendetta go for that point. And then, so actually, we're probably going to see a 2-cap advantage for SOAC coming out of the very start of the game here. Unfortunately, they did not have the backup support for Vendetta. Maybe going 4-1 is not the best option at this point. Maybe you want to go 3-2.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. It's really, this team, but again, Aizen is sort of had to held off here because Team SOAC went for Waterfall. They did get it successfully, but again, it flipped around for them. JBU also lost their close point there, or also lost their close point and got their far point, so it was really just a flip-flop. But SOAC did come out on top here in the middle, so
It's a really interesting play by Guardian's been seeing lately. And actually, one interesting choice here, one thing to mention, he's running Signet of Resolve rather than Shelter for the heal on Aizen, so he's not going to be able to block that incoming damage. It's got a lot stronger heal and it does passively remove Condis, possibly to try to, I guess, negate a lot of Vendetta's damage, but they don't really have a lot of Condis there, so I'm not sure if I exactly agree with the heal choice there.
I actually agree with you as well. What response? Let me take a look, actually, but I do have something to say about that. Now, looking at that.
Looking forward to it.
It's very good against conditions. This is, when I was playing back on Team Tsunami, this was something that our Guardian ran as well, something very similar to this. It's good and it's not good, that heal. He's sort of like violating one of the 10 commandments of Guardian by not running the block heal, but it does have its advantages. It allows him to really have superior Condi block, but it really just makes him a lot squishier in the end of it, so you sort of have to decide which one's better for you.
Yeah, over here in mid, it looks like actually JBO does have a decap here on the midpoint. They actually put Vaz did a pretty good corrupt boon on Skovex, was actually able to take him down, and unfortunately it's just Purba right now trying to bunker the point. Unfortunately he did go down, he's going to misform, try to prevent that last stomp, but that's going to be GG and they're going to start capping the point here. GBO really needs to get someone on that midpoint to try to keep that neutralized. But obviously though, JBO does have a 2-cap right now. They do have the side points, again, part of their original strategy, so if they want to leave that midpoint there, it's definitely their option. I think it's a little risky not to contest that midpoint because they're going to constantly gain points. Looks like I see Khan go in possibly and try to take that door down as well, just kind of prepare for late game.
So they are going to do that, and we are seeing the fight gravitate over to middle now. Looking over here, SOAC is currently holding off Vendetta. We do have 3 more members of SOAC coming into the waterfall now. Marillac is going to be hiding in stealthy, so we might see him pull off a gank here in just a couple seconds. But for now, we do have a full-on team fight at waterfall. Don't really see this that often.
Well, definitely, I mean, if you're focusing side points, I mean, your team fight pretty much gravitates to those side points rather than mid, so they're just going to let them have that midpoint. Looks like let's check on where the Guardian is. Looks like he's going to actually get a back cap on mine. Guardian back cap. Khan was actually focused on that door over there, and is going to let himself get decapped. So pretty interesting play by them. Good rotation, good call-outs on the positions of the enemy.
Very nice, as they more than likely noticed it there. The call-outs are in the game himself telling that the gate was going down, so he took advantage of that and moved back in. He actually is going to leave it now, though, not really, as we are seeing the blue team is moving back over to mid. He's not going to want to risk that getting decapped, so he really just gets decapped and sort of just wasting about 10 to 15 points of the red team, or of the blue team's time, rather.
That's why we had a lot of players drop there, and they actually, Vendetta went in for a stomp. It was actually CC'd off of him, and unfortunately because of that, Skovex was unable to get the res. Demise did get the stomp off on him, unfortunately. Moving back over here, Marillac is actually down here as well. Looks like he's going to get up no problem, though, because he is... Oh, actually, I take that back. Aizen does have eyes on him. He's getting him stomped out here, so unfortunately Marillac is going to increase his res time, putting JBU at another disadvantage here. They do have Purebit down as well. Looks like he's going to be in misform. Just going to try to stay on point and keep it in their favor as long as possible. Actually, no, I take that back. Vendetta actually does get the res off on Pure Bay. Very nice play by Vendetta.
They managed to get that off. So they're still in this fight. This fight over here at Waterfall is still brewing, as it has been for the last 2 to 3 minutes now. It could really go anybody's way. SOAC does have the mana advantage, and it looks like they are going to have the health advantage here in just a second. As we're seeing Vendetta and Purba go down here pretty low. Purba is sort of skirting around Vendetta as well. Vendetta will go down, and Purba is not really in range to res. He is being feared off the point. And
Marillac is coming in. He's actually got Bassy Venom up. He's going to try to get the burst. Actually, he gets CC'd out by the big old bomb. Very RNG. Yeah. That's very, very unlucky by Marillac's part. He would be able to get that gank off on Vaz immediately, but unfortunately was not able to get it done. Purba does go down in point, indeed. And Skovex is going to try to come in. This is actually an ode to the old PZ strat, actually. I think they're the first team to run it. Just all-inning on those points, trying to keep it neutralized as long as possible. It's really hard to fight against, to be honest, man. Especially when you have a very bunkery team. Like running multiple Ellies is very difficult to contend against.
It's because it's crazy amounts of mobility. Just with 3 Ellies, all of them have, I believe all of them are running Dagger in offense, so all of them have Ride the Lightning. I'm pretty sure both of them have Lightning Flash as well. Let me just check.
They've got tons of healing and tons of Conde removal too. So much sustain for the team. I believe that one of them is running Aura Mastery as well, just to be able to give their teammates the obviously the stun from Shocking Aura, and then the Frost, or the, my goodness, I can't think of what it's called. I think it's, what's it called? Frost Aura, yes, Frost Aura, thank you. So anytime they get hit, they will apply Chill to their enemies.
Yeah, I believe, and actually I don't think any of them are running Aura Share, interestingly enough. I thought I saw it earlier, but I might have swapped it out, maybe something.
So we're actually seeing 3 come in over here on Waterfall. We got Marillac, Purba, and Skovex versus, looks like going to be Vaz and AK NG. It looks like Vaz does an immediate plague on point. You're going to try to keep that as neutral as long as possible. He's going to be spamming blinds when he's in that form, basically making anyone that he puts that blind on unable to do damage. They're going to miss every single attack when that blind is on.
And as we are seeing now, Marillac did just go down there, so SOAC is going to take him down, and they are going to be able to defend this point successfully.
They opt not to stomp out Merlex, just going to let him bleed out there with a little cleave damage. Not a bad choice there. Thieves have a really small HP pool, and it really shows in downstate. They're just so easy to take out with cleave damage rather than actually going for the stomp. Not to mention they do have 2 stomp avoisions. They can teleport, obviously, and they can also do the instant stealth.
We are seeing the fight gravitate towards the middle now, moving away from Waterfall, moving back over to the middle point now. Aizen is under a lot of pressure. All of his cooldowns are already gone, so as soon as this Sanctuary dissipates, he's going to be under a lot of pressure. He has nothing really to defend himself except for weapon cooldowns. He is running Greatsword as well. But I mean, let's look at him real quick. We saw this on the last games as well. I believe it was Booty Bakery's Garden was running the same thing with Greatsword. It really just seems like you need to have, and Booty Bakery had this, they really need to have superior team support in order to use that properly. And in my opinion, it doesn't seem like SOAC has that right now. They don't really have the proper team support needed to use that Greatsword successfully.
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, they are up right now 2 caps to none for JBO. JBO is going to go ahead and try to get a decap from Skovex on mine. This is really, JBO needs to take advantage of the situation right now. Actually, SOAC is ahead by just a small amount of points, I think about 20, 30 points right now, and this is going to be a good comeback time for JBO. They really took advantage of that there, getting 3 members of SOAC down. Over here on Waterfall, we do have 2 members of JBO. We have Merlax and Vendetta fighting Demise. They should be able to get him down here just shortly, especially from the burst damage from Merlax once he gets that set up here. He does have his Basilisk Vending coming up here just shortly.
He's going to pop his mist form. They may get the decap. No, it's not going to be long enough. He does still have his heal, but I don't believe he's going to have enough time to pop it. Kanji's going to take him out, and Demise will go down here. Miralax and Vendetta will be successfully taking Waterfall, and they're actually going to let him sit there and bleed. So I think blue team actually is going to be aggressing all 3 points.
All points neuted, yeah. All points neuted right now. It's anyone's game at this point. Still not seeing. Oh, actually, possibly seeing someone going in for the Lord. I did see some action over here at the Lord, possibly.
Yeah,
who we got over there?
AKNG is moving in. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so AKNG going in for the Lord, possibly.
I'll keep an eye on the health. You can browse.
You guys notice we're watching those Lord plays now constantly. Actually, it looks like we see Merlax coming in possibly trying to gank him off of this. Very good communication by JBO's part, making sure that they have eyes on the Lord when they need to, especially when the game gets close and score like this. Once you hit the 350 point threshold, that's when you start watching the Lord, because if you get the Lord after that point, it's going to be an immediate win, because the Lord is worth 150 points.
And it seems like that Miralax is really going to come in here and just ruin NG's day. He's not going to be able to get him down. Lord's going to get to about 50% health, but NG's going to take it down. And does the Lord's health regenerate?
Oh, yeah, he does. Once the fight resets, the Lord's health will regenerate.
All right, so that unfortunately have been some wasted
NPCs
time by AKNG.
will not respawn, though. I don't know if he got any of the NPCs down. I haven't gone back to check, but if he gets any of the NPCs down, they will stay down.
I don't believe he did. Nope, no, they're all still alive.
All right, so Vaz here at mid actually goes into play, going to try to spam those blinds here. He actually pops back out, interrupt on the heal, actually. This is very nice. He pops into Death Shroud. He's getting CC pretty hardcore, so popping into Death Shroud is not a bad decision. He might get actually taken out before he gets out of it. Is he going to get the heal off? Oh, he actually does not get the heal off in time, unfortunately. So Vaz is probably going to get stopped out here. Khan's got the stability up, no problem. That's GG for Vaz. Looks like Demise over here down as well. Vendetta's going to be kept back Waterfall. Quarry is in favor currently for JBO as well, so they're actually starting to spread up they're getting the lead back a little bit. Actually, it looks like Yura might get a decap here. He did a really nice knockback with that longbow again. The longbow's been so crucial in this build here. Very nice.
Yeah. And again, it's like, I don't know about this build, man. Like, it's had its highs and it's had its lows. I really want to see it in the third round. Like, I'm still skeptical of this build. I think it can work really well, but it really depends on who he's against and how many he's against. Like, right now, Marillac going to come in. I'm gonna call it out. More than likely, they're really just gonna take him out here with little no trouble. We do boss come in though, yeah.
We have it looks like AK going back for the Lord again. AK going back for the Lord again, but it actually looks like we have Skovex watching the Lord one more time. So I think he's gonna get zoned off of this kill here. He's gonna pull all the NPCs on himself and have Skovex on him. I don't think there's any way he's gonna be able to take that out.
Yeah, and he's going to go down. This is really unfortunate for SOAC.
They're going for the sneak, but JB was doing a really good job of keeping eyes on it. And unfortunately, SOAC's not even in a position. If they did take the Lord out, they're still short 24 points. They really need to get a point locked down first and then try to all in for that Lord.
And we are seeing fights. Fights are still going pretty strong here over at Graveyard and
Khan popping full heal in mid. Actually gets the full heal off. Very nice.
Oh my.
Very nice play by Khan. We're actually seeing a lot of the Toma Courage coming back into play. Everyone was using renewed focus for the longest time, but people are starting to realize that the team fight potential, the team fight support from that Toma Courage is actually huge.
So we might see an adjustment as well back over here to sort of Mesmer's with cleansing, boon cleansing, or I forget to call it, anti-boon. Going on here, so we may see that shift in the meta soon as well here with more of these books coming into play. And as the mid fight is very crucial on this map, it's very important that he does keep his team alive and keep himself alive as well. So
you made a really good point about the Euros build earlier, about which what classes are strong against, which ones it's not. Just the amount of dodges and evades that Vin was facing against against Euro before, he was just missing most of those knockbacks. But now that they have Purba on the side point, Pure really can't avoid most of those knockbacks, so it was definitely much stronger in that situation.
Now, you're actually came into the middle here. I think this is the first time he's come on the middle point. I have not seen him on the point yet. He may have just come in there for the res. He's sort of retreating now, actually, but
yeah, they did go for the swamp. He actually sent. He went mid, and then he had AK sit back point.
Yeah, Mirablex and Purba are going to be stealth up Purba rather. They're going to get him up. AK is currently holding a 1v3. Keep in mind that JBU will still holds Waterfall, and they're only about 40 points away from victory. Neither team seem to be rushing a Lord at this point, and SOAC is not even within proper range to be rushing the Lord. We do have, again, Vaz taking on Skovex. It seems that Vaz, unfortunately, is going to get taken out by Skovex, and JBUO is going to be defending that, but
there's still time. If they all in on that Lord, there's still an opportunity. I mean, they still have not managed to cap a point in the past, I think it's been 2 minutes now. This game's going really long. We only have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the game clock here, and they really need to get that cap point, and then they can all in on the Lord, but they're still, again, 19 points away from even being able to attempt that.
If I was SOAC right now, it's really, I mean, I think they finally are getting, yes, they are going to get mid now, but if I were them about 2 to 3 minutes ago, I would have fallen back to go for that all-in on chorus. They could at least have something pulling in points to them. They don't have a lot of time now to rush Lord if they choose to do so. I actually don't even believe they're going to do that. I think they're just going to go for a 3-cap to sort of waste time.
Yeah, unfortunately at this point, just because I think the mistake that they made here was sending AK NG in to try to solo that Lord before they even had the points there to make it worthwhile. They have not been able to cap a point back for the longest part of this game here. I mean, they do have the nuke now, but we have 14 points left for JBUL. They're going to have to play perfectly. Oh, actually, looks like we do see... Are they going in for it?
Vaz and Ison are moving in, but Vendetta's already there countering. Vaz, again, not, in my opinion, the best choice to be engaging this, and we do have another member of the blue team. It actually seems like it's going to be 2-on-2 here, so this is really is not going to go
going
well.
in. He's probably going to throw a Sync down on the Lord. Probably be the best option. He's going to CC him pretty constantly. He's throwing up the Might Stacks, trying to get some more damage out. Oh, it's gonna. I don't think this is gonna happen. If this happens, this is ridiculous. JBO has a cap point. They've got 12 points left.
Where's the Lord?
I think he's stuck in the wall. Where is the Lord?
I'm trying to find him. I can't find the Lord, so I unfortunately cannot. Oh, there he is. I can't. I'm trying to get his health. There is a bug right now.
3 points left. They need to get the Lord bursted down right now to make it happen, and that's gonna be GG. Unfortunately. So JBO takes the second game. A very nice play. Couple mistakes. No, just a couple mistakes out.